And what are some other asset classes apart from US dollar, apart from stocks, that you also invest in as far as your investments are concerned?
I mean, most stock markets around the world have been very successful. So these days, it's hard to find cheap assets. I mean, many commodities are cheap compared to stocks, for instance. So I would urge people to look at commodities. Not many countries, maybe China. China is still somewhat depressed compared to the US, Uzbekistan, but there are not many stock markets that are cheap around the world. So I guess if you can find some commodities or some, well, maybe Chinese shares, there are not many cheap shares anymore. So I guess you should look at commodities if you're looking for something that's not very expensive.
What kind of commodities? Can you give some examples?
Agriculture. I mean, most people, I mean, you know anybody who wants to be a farmer? Nobody. Nobody goes to school these days and says, I'm going to be a farmer. You know, someday that will happen again. But right now, I mean, agriculture is probably, compared to shares, agriculture is probably cheaper.
Got it. And also, in one of your books, you've mentioned this, that while I have never patronized a prostitute, I know that one can learn more about a country from speaking to the madam of a brothel or a black marketeer than from meeting a foreign minister. So, can you just elaborate more on this and any specific anecdote that you recall from this?
Whenever a country mismanages, when the politicians make mistakes, usually a black market develops because people are smart. They know that there's something wrong and they know that they can find a way to make money, and that's usually a black market. So if you can find a black market, first of all, it's a sign that something's wrong somewhere, but then it might help you to figure out what is right, because the people in the black market are usually pretty smart. They know where things are going right, and they try to invest in the right areas. So if you find a country with a black market, do some more research, find out what is going right and what is going wrong. It might be an opportunity. You have to be careful, though. Black markets are usually illegal, and you can go to jail. So be careful.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's a there's a dilemma here, in the sense, like, since black markets are illegal, so it becomes difficult to, let's say, go talk and understand more about an economy, right? Because it is something that is not legal in a country.
As I say, black markets develop because something went wrong.
Hmm.
If you go to Germany, I don't think you'll find a black market because Germany is a well-run economy, well-run country. But if you go to other countries, you might find a black market because they're not so well managed. And if countries are not well managed, people figure it out and figure out ways to make money. And that is usually, or that is quite often, the black market.
If you learned something new from this video, do share it with your friends and subscribe to this channel so that we can bring you the best content possible. Also, if you want to watch this entire episode, click on the link in the description box and you can go to Kushal Lodha YouTube channel and watch the entire podcast episode. Thank you so much for watching this and have an amazing day.